Hi y'all, Twisted Cooking Lady here, also known as Twisted Art Lady, and my name is Samantha. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my fudgy brownies recipe. They're absolutely delicious, but at the end of the video, I'm also going to be showing you how you can upgrade these brownies just a notch and make them into turtle brownies. So let's go on ahead and go inside and make some brownies, you guys. Here we are in the kitchen, and I have here 2 sticks of melted butter. Sounds like a lot, but this is a large batch brownies. 1 1/4 cups of sugar. So there's 1 cup. There we go with that 1/4 cup. There we go. 1 cup of brown sugar out the way. I am a baker. I do use the good stuff. It's going to be 1 tablespoon. We need 4 room temperature eggs. They must be room temperature. And it is always smart to crack your egg into the bowl to make sure that there's no shell in there, one at a time. Because I don't care how long you've been cooking, how good you think you are at it. Sometimes we all get shell in there. So it's best to crack them one at a time, just to make sure. I'm sorry if I just bumped my stand. There we go. Eggs well whisked. We need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Using my eyeballs to measure that. Alright, now I'm going to take my whisk away. 1 cup of flour. 1 cup of cocoa powder. So now we're just going to fold this in. Now I'm going in with about 1 cup of chocolate chips. This is about 1 cup. I'm not measuring. It's not that big of a deal. Alright. So, over here to the side, I already had prepped a 9x13 pan with, I sprayed it with cooking spray, and then I put the parchment paper down on the cooking spray because it makes the parchment paper stick. So on the sides, on the corners, because it's a square pan, it's not gonna lay right. So you have to kind of fold the corners over like I have here. As you can see, on each corner, I have them folded. So it's sitting very squarely in the pan, so that I have nice corners on my brownies. When this is done, all I have to do is just pull this out, and it's gonna all come out as one sheet of brownies. So now we are going to use the spatula, scrape all of this down in there. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and push into the corners. Get this smoothed out. So you could go on ahead and go into the oven with just brownies, and you would have amazing fudgy double fudge brownies. Nothing wrong with that. Or you could continue and turtle these brownies, which is what I'm going to do today. My family loves turtle desserts. So let me get all this off of the spatula best I can. Right into that corner. Make these nice and smooth. Not perfection, but you know, I do want them smoothed out a bit. That looks great right there. I do want them to be pretty even. And I like to go in with that swirl movement that I'm doing there. Like that. Get this last bit into this corner over here, where it's a little bit lower. All right, let me go and put this in the sink. So now with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side so we can work on the very next part for the turtle brownies. But like I said, if you wanted to, let me dry this knife off. If you wanted to do just plain brownies, you could go on ahead and put those brownies right in the oven and cook them for 30 minutes until they're well set in the center. So a toothpick or butter knife or something goes into the center of the brownies and comes out clean. That's when they're done. So for the next part, we need pecans. We're going to do enough pecans for the whole sheet pan. The whole 9x13. That looks pretty good. This is, let me do just a little more. That looks like about a cup. That's a dark, yucky looking one. Let's throw that guy away. So, these are chopped pecans, but I want them chopped more, and I couldn't find the smaller bits at my store. So we're just going to rock a knife over them a few times in a couple of directions until we get them into smaller pieces, because I do want smaller pieces. I don't want tiny, you know, I don't want powder. I don't want them pulverized, but do want them smaller. Whoops, get back in there. You guys, I want you to play with knives the smart way. Learn knife skills. It is one of the best things you can do for yourself in the kitchen. Don't be afraid of cutting things up. I don't know what it is about cutting your own things up instead of buying pre-cut things. It makes you feel like, well, I mean, it does advance your cooking because it makes you want to use whole foods instead of pre-bought things. And I highly suggest that because you're getting a better product if you chop it yourself. With almost everything across the board. That's true. So this is pretty good. They're not itty bitty, but you know, they're chopped a lot better. This is going to spread across my brownies a lot better. Alright. So now we can bring this back over here. Let me get that centered in there for you. Now I'm going to just start sprinkling the pecans across the brownies. Making sure to get the sides and corners. When you're topping things, make sure to do the sides and corners first and fill in the center last, because it makes you get a more even distribution that way. So much better. Just a good little tip there. last thing that I need for turtle brownies is caramel. This is what I'm using today. I'm sorry. This is what I'm using today. Just caramel. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a good drizzle. I am going to heat this up for just a few seconds to get all the last of it out of there. One last thing that I want to do is I'm going to get just a little piece of parchment paper just to make sure all of that is down into the brownie mixture. Just going to kind of lay it on top and press it down just a little bit so that those pecans are down in there. Just a little. You'll still see them. We're going to put this into a 350-degree preheated oven for about 30 minutes until it's toothpick clean right in the middle and it's fully set. When the brownies come out of the oven, you can let them cool for a little while. Make sure they're reasonably cool, and then you can easily lift the brownies out of the pan using the parchment paper, and they will not be sticky, very sticky from the caramel at all. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Because these are a sticky brownie, I went ahead and wrapped them in plastic wrap, and I put these little homemade with love stickers on them. You don't have to go through all of this, but I did, and it makes for a beautiful package. Make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.